Have you ever felt like life is just too much? You wake up, your phone is already buzzing with notifications. A flood of emails. An endless to-do list. Your mind jumps from one thing to the next, barely catching a breath. And deep down, you know, this isn't how life is supposed to feel. The clutter in your space. The noise in your mind. It's draining you. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be this way. See, minimalism isn't just about getting rid of stuff. It's about making room for what truly matters. And when you combine that with mental clarity, you unlock something powerful: purpose, freedom, peace. Today, we're going to strip away the excess and find the clarity you've been craving. Minimalism and mental clarity go hand in hand, two sides of the same coin. Together, they create a life that feels lighter, freer, intentional. But here's the problem: most of us are drowning in excess. Too much stuff. Too many commitments. Too many thoughts. Take a second and ask yourself, how much of your time is spent managing things you don't even care about? How often do you feel drained, mentally exhausted, by the endless pull of distractions? That's what minimalism helps you break free from. It's not about deprivation. It's about focus. It's about removing what doesn't serve you, so you can give your energy to what does. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Have you ever noticed that a cluttered space makes your mind feel just as cluttered? That's not just in your head, science backs this up. When your surroundings are chaotic, your brain struggles to focus. It's constantly processing the visual mess, making it harder to think clearly. But when you simplify your environment, you're also decluttering your mind. That's why minimalism isn't just about your home. It's a mindset. And when you embrace it, every part of your life starts to change. What's next? Now that you see the connection, the real question is, how do you start? Stick around, because we're about to break it down step by step. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to reclaim your space, your mind, and your life. Let's break this down into two key principles. Principle 1: Declutter to create space. Look around you. How much of what you own actually adds value to your life? For most people, the answer is shocking. Studies show that we regularly use only 20% of the things we own. The rest? It's just taking up space and draining your mental energy. So here's your challenge: pick one area. Your wardrobe. Your desk. Even just your phone. Now, take 10 minutes and ask yourself, does this add value to my life? If the answer is no, let it go. Because every unnecessary thing you remove creates space for clarity. Principle 2: Simplify your mind. Once your space is clearer, it's time to shift focus to your mind. Mental clarity starts with quieting the noise, the overthinking, the constant worries, the endless to-do lists. Two simple techniques can help. White heavy checkmark journaling. Take 5 minutes a day to dump your thoughts onto paper. No structure, no overthinking, just write. You'll be surprised how quickly this clears your mental clutter. White heavy checkmark mindfulness. Think of it as a reset button for your mind. Close your eyes, take deep breaths, and focus on the present moment. Even 2 minutes of this can change how you feel. Now that you understand the principles, let's make this real. How can you start simplifying your life today? 3 steps to simplify your life, starting now. Step 1: Start small, but start now. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to simplify their lives: they try to do too much at once. Here's the golden rule: start small. Pick one tiny area, a single drawer, a single shelf, even just your wallet. Then ask, heavy checkmark, do I use this? Heavy checkmark, does this add value to my life? Heavy checkmark, would I miss it if it were gone? For example, take your wardrobe. Don't declutter the whole thing, just start with your t-shirts. Keep only the ones you actually wear. Once you feel the relief of a smaller, more intentional collection, you'll want to do more. Step 2. Declutter your digital life. We often forget that clutter isn't just physical, it lives on our phones, our laptops, and in our minds. Here's how to clean up your digital space. White heavy check mark. Start with your phone. Delete apps you don't use, organize your home screen, and turn off those endless notifications. White heavy check mark. Next, tackle your email. Unsubscribe from newsletters you never read. Create folders for important emails. Inbox zero is real, and it's life-changing. White heavy check mark. Set screen time limits. You don't need to be available 24/7. Use that extra time for something that brings you peace, like journaling or reading. Step 3. Create space for mental clarity. Your mental space is just as important as your physical and digital spaces. Here's how to clear it. Heavy check mark. The brain dump. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Write down every thought, worry, or task swirling in your head. Don't organize it, just get it out. Once it's on paper, your mind will feel lighter. Heavy check mark. The daily reset. At the end of each day, take 10 minutes to reflect. What went well today? What can you improve tomorrow? This simple habit clears your mind and sets you up for success. The bottom line. Simplifying your life isn't about getting rid of everything. It's about making room for what truly matters. Start small. Start today. And watch how life starts to feel lighter, freer, and finally, yours. The rule that changes everything. Let's talk about a simple but powerful strategy that ties everything together. The one in, one out rule. The idea is simple: every time you bring something new into your life, something else has to go. Heavy check mark. Buy a new pair of shoes. Donate or discard an old pair. Heavy check mark. Bringing home a new gadget. Let go of one that's collecting dust. This keeps your space, and your mind, free from excess. But this isn't just about physical stuff. Apply this rule to your commitments. Before saying yes to something new, ask yourself, what will I have to give up to make room for this? This simple shift helps you prioritize what truly matters, and protects you from stretching yourself too thin. Bringing it all to life. Now, let's take everything we've talked about and make it real. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools for creating change. So right now, I want to guide you through a simple exercise to help you fully embrace minimalism and mental clarity. Step 1. Visualize your ideal life. Close your eyes for a moment. Picture the version of yourself you want to become. Imagine waking up in a space that feels calm, uncluttered, peaceful. No rushing. No frantic searching for things. You know exactly what your day looks like, because you designed it that way. Your mind feels light, focused, ready to take on what truly matters. Now ask yourself. Heavy check mark. What does this life look like? Heavy check mark. What things are present in it? Heavy check mark. What's missing, and do I actually miss it? Step 2. Identify what's holding you back. But let's be real. Life isn't perfect. Challenges will come up. So now, I want you to imagine the obstacles that could get in the way. Is it disappointed face? The fear of letting go of sentimental items? Mobile phone? The constant urge to check your phone? Exploding head? The worry that simplifying might make you feel like you're missing out? By anticipating these roadblocks, you're already one step ahead. Now, instead of feeling overwhelmed, you feel empowered. Step 3. Take your first step. You've visualized your ideal life. You've identified your obstacles. Now, it's time for action. But here's the trick: start small. Start specific. For example, heavy check mark. If you want to simplify your wardrobe, start with this. Backhand index pointing right. I will remove 5 items I haven't worn in the last year. Heavy check mark. If you want to reduce mental clutter, try this. Backhand index pointing right. I will spend 5 minutes each morning writing down my top 3 priorities for the day. These tiny, manageable steps create momentum. And once you get that first small win, everything else starts falling into place. The takeaway: minimalism and mental clarity aren't about deprivation. They're about making space for what truly matters. So today, take that one small step. Because a lighter, freer, more intentional life, it's closer than you think. Now, it's your turn. What's one small action you can take today to simplify your life? It doesn't have to be big. Start small. Heavy check mark a single drawer. Heavy check mark a 5-minute mindfulness practice. Heavy check mark unsubscribing from emails you don't need. And here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment below with your first goal. I want to hear what you're working on, and cheer you on as you take this first step toward a simpler, clearer life. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe. Because together, we're building a life that's focused, intentional, and full of purpose. And remember, the